How's it going, everyone? I want to give you guys a heads up on the PlayStation Store's Deal of the Week this week. It's a pretty notable game, and I know you guys love Ubisoft games. I know you guys just want more deals on Ubisoft games, so I got you covered. One of the more notable releases of this year is heavily discounted, and hey, if that's not your cup of tea, I also will give you guys a heads up on some deals under the price of $2 as a part of the Ready, Set, Play sale. We'll try to go through those pretty quickly, but if you guys want more mentions of lower key titles, games that aren't often mentioned, so we got some of those in this video as well that we'll get to after the deal of the week. And the deal of the week is Assassin's Creed Shadows, 33% off for $46.89. Look, I could go on an unhinged rant about this game, and I did not like this game from a narrative standpoint, and you guys know how I feel about the newer style of Assassin's Creed games. They're just not my cup of tea. However, if you do like your open world games with a lot of content and, you know, a lot of points of interest, so to speak, and I did really love the setting. Like, the setting of this game is something that I've wanted out of an Assassin's Creed game for eons and eons. I think going back to, like, the early 2010s, I've wanted an Assassin's Creed game in Japan. Ultimately, you know, the shift in Assassin's Creed and a lot of the decisions they made out of Assassin's Creed Shadows, not my cup of tea. I also think, you know, a lot of people want to make a big deal about Yasuke and the character he is. Both the characters in this game are gigantic charisma vacuums. It has a terrible English voice acting. The story's pretty bad, and all in all, this is one of those games that I would absolutely mute or lower the volume and listen to a podcast at the same time while doing the content. That's my 2 cents, but I also think that the Assassin's Creed games post-Syndicate have had some of the worst characters I think I've ever seen in video games, especially when you're talking about games that you that are asking you to spend 50 to 100 hours on. Like, you've just got charisma vacuums left and right. Ivor, in my opinion, is one of the worst characters in video game history, and then Yasuke and Naoya are also charisma vacuums. So, you know, a little bit of a bummer that we're not getting an Ezio, an Edward. Like, Assassin's Creed used to produce some incredible characters, and I just feel like we don't get that. And I know people liked Bayek and whatnot from Origins. I think Bayek's kind of a charisma vacuum as well. But you know what? That's my opinion. Maybe I'm just jaded and I just want to hate on the Assassin's Creed games these days. We could talk about the sales numbers and how well this game did. I feel like at this point, you kind of know if you like the Ubisoft style of open world game design in 2025. And, you know, it's not something that I gravitate to all the time, but for some reason I still play all these damn games, and, you know, I just go on unhinged rants about them. It is PS5 Pro enhanced for what it's worth, and the base game is 33% off for $46.89, and then the deluxe edition is 33% off for $60.29. Now, the thing is, they are going to release DLC for this game. The deluxe edition does not get you the DLC. That should be reiterated. How they did it was they decided to give the first piece of DLC, the Claws DLC, for free for everyone that pre-ordered the game. Well, you're not pre-ordering the game anymore. You're getting it at a bit of a discount, but you won't be getting that DLC. I think that DLC is scheduled to come out in November, so take that for what you will. I'll also say, man, whenever I go on a Ubisoft game and you just scroll down and you just see the add-on section and it's just a bunch of Helix credits packs, I just wanna vomit. Helix credits extra large pack, $49.99. Oh, but you can get the small pack, $9.99 for that. Get the hell out of here. God, I hate the microtransactions in the Ubisoft games. That's one of the biggest pitfalls of these games, in my opinion, but it is what it is. You know, the whales are going to spend a lot of money on it, and I'm sure Ubisoft makes money hand over fist. Nevertheless, moving on from that, let's highlight some deals under the price of $2 as well. The Last Campfire is $1.49. I want to give this a shout, given all the attention that Hello Games has been getting recently with the success of the new No Man's Skies Voyager update, you know, hitting a very high concurrent player count. Good for them on that, but they also put out Last Campfire a few years ago. It was quite a while ago, 2020. But it's a shorter game that's very, very a little bit on the cuter side. The Last Campfire is an adventure story of a lost ember trapped in a puzzling place, searching for meaning and a way home. Travel deeper into the lands beyond the dark forest and overcome the adversities before you. Uncover a world, discover a beautiful wilderness filled with lost folk, strange creatures, and mysterious ruins. And like the Last Campfire, find hope and carry it with you on your journey to the Last Campfire. A unique tale from Hello Games and the creative minds behind Lost Winds. That's $1.49. If you want a co-op title, We Were Here is just 99 cents. Lost in a frozen wasteland and split up from your partner inside an abandoned castle. The only possession you have left is a walkie-talkie with a familiar voice on the other end. Can the two of you find your way out in time? We Were Here is the pilot episode in a series of cooperative standalone puzzle adventures. Two players are trapped inside an abandoned castle, with player 1 confined to a small secluded part of the castle as player 2 roams the halls trying to find player 1. Every room challenges your wits and ability to communicate clearly using only your voice. 99 cents on that. Next up, we have Fury Unleashed, $1.99, a game that I actually played relatively recently, and I enjoyed what I played out of it. It has a pretty cool comic book aesthetic to it. Very, very blood and guts heavy, a pretty gruesome game, but, you know, for the art style it is, it's fine. You got a wide variety of weapons, and I think it's a fairly addicting game. You know, the perfect price point here at $1.99. Certainly don't spend more than this, but I think it's a pretty good deal at this price point. $1.99 for Fury Unleashed. Next up, we have Anima Gate of Memories, $1.99, and we have Anima Gate of Memories, the Nameless Chronicles. Now, to be fair, they are releasing like a complete edition, upgraded release, but I think that's gonna be like $35, $40, and ain't nobody trying to pay $35, $40 on Anima. Look, I kind of liked Anima. Anima's a game I covered in an earlier video a while ago, and, you know, if you're into kind of janky PS2 era action games, Anima's a pretty good time. Like, the voice acting's kind of atrocious, but when you're paying $1.99 on a game and not, let's say, you know, Assassin's Creed Shadows was a game that people spent $70 on and the voice acting was kind of atrocious. Anima, you're paying $1.99 on it, so you can kind of laugh at it. I actually think the soundtrack's pretty good, and the gameplay is kind of fun. It has this dual character gimmick that I thought worked pretty well. I had a decent time with it. I'm not saying spend, you know, $35, $40 like that remastered release is gonna be, but for $1.99, I actually think it's pretty good. And I remember booting this game up for the first time, and then like the menu theme played, and I was like, hey, this is kind of a banger from a soundtrack standpoint. So take it for what it is. $1.99, I think, is a pretty good price point. Next up, we have Dead Age, 90% off for $1.49. Survive the zombie apocalypse with turn-based combat and permanent death. Manage survivors, go on dangerous scavenging runs, and build alliances, craft equipment, make difficult story-influencing decisions, defend your camp against undead hordes, and experience non-linear roguelike elements as well. An innovative indie survival RPG. Just after the zombie outbreak, you were fortunate enough to join a group of survivors and hole up in their camp, but that doesn't set you out of danger. Food supplies are running low, injured survivors must be tended to, and materials need to be scavenged to keep the camp intact. Dead Age is available for $1.49. Next up, we have Aerial Knights and Never Yield, just $1.19 on this. A 3D side-scroller that plays much like a classic endless runner. The game has an interesting story that keeps players always in motion. Run, jump, slide, or dash for acrobatic variations, leading to dope combinations and avoid the challenges that await. That is available for just $1.19. Next up, we have Heart&Slash, 90% off for $1.99. A 3D brawler roguelike robot love story set in a world where machines are all that remains from human civilization. You play as Heart, a sentient robot fighting to escape the grip of evil and all-seeing machine quality assurance systems. But make no mistake, Heart&Slash is no walk in the park. Every death is permanent and means a new randomly generated level for you to start over with a different set of weapons and items you can use, new enemies to fight, and secrets to explore. Heart&Slash offers players something new and challenging because it is not about mastering one system, rather adapting to what is provided and making the most of it. $1.99 for Heart&Slash. And lastly, we have Gigapocalypse, 90% off for 99 cents. As a little kid, picking up your dragon toys, spewing fire feels powerful, and destroying everything is one of the best childhood memories for many of us. Now you become the giant monster in Gigapocalypse, a 2D pixel art destruction game inspired by classical kaiju movies. Gigapocalypse features a selection of different Gigas from the prehistoric era, the uncharted outer space, and the forgotten history, each with unique skills, mutations, and manifold skins that can be unlocked with level ups as well. 9 Gigas with unique abilities and skill trees, 6 beautifully detailed stages based on Earth's past, present, and future timeline, themed enemies and buildings, epic and hilarious boss fights, unlockable minions, skills, and mutations, extra quests and secrets to unlock more abilities for your monsters as well. Gigapocalypse is available for 99 cents. So there you go with all of that. Deals under $2 alongside Assassin's Creed Shadows if you want to spend $46 and change on that. You know, more power to you if you want to spend that. I do think AC Shadows is going to get cheaper and cheaper, and remember the DLC is going to come out. They'll probably have some sort of addition with the DLC included. Just bear that all in mind. That'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.